Okay, good morning, everyone. It's just gone past 8 a.m. Indochina time. That's in Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand. Hey, Vicky. All the action is happening today in the market. I hope you can hear me okay. It seems my internet is not so great this morning, but we'll see how it goes. Let me know if you can hear okay. Just got the shared the link into the Telegram groups. Just going to refresh the YouTube channel here. Doesn't seem to be working very well. No, now maybe now we're okay. Everybody can hear me okay? You know, everybody there, you jumping in? Vicky from South Africa, very early for you today, starting off the week. Good morning, everyone. Here we are on Monday, the 13th of April. Okay, loud and clear. Thank you, Raj. And we're looking at, what are we looking at here? XAU USD gold on the 10-minute chart with my trend line strategy. And I've been looking at this for about 20 or 30 minutes. I never thought it would get back up to my trend line, but it has. We had $100 gap down, $100 gap down on gold today when the market opened, and then it kind of ricocheted back off of that, and now trying to make its way back up. So what I just scanned through the higher time frames. On the daily chart, gold went from neutral to bearish today. And on the 4 hour chart, gold went from neutral to bearish today. So that could all change. A lot of volatility this morning, a huge retracement. And Howard is in a very good trade right now. He got in at 46.71, I believe it was. So I hope you've moved your stop loss above break even. You're doing very well today. This is really something for you guys that down under, that you can get the early move with the opening of Tokyo market. This was just prior to Tokyo here. And then this is the actual opening of Tokyo market right there. And then a little bit of sideways and then continuation up. And now this candle here is the first 10-minute candle on the Singapore and Shanghai opening. And they are gung ho. Look at that. Amazing. I'm surprised to see it moving back up so quickly. Yeah, I don't follow that too much either, Raj, about the Pope. He does make a few comments about humanity and the war of choice that Trump has decided to get involved in. I don't follow that too much. So back to the chart. This is not unexpected. If you followed the news over the weekend, or especially yesterday, um, there was the breakdown in the ceasefire talks in Pakistan. They came to no conclusion. There was no decision made, no agreement. So this was not this was no surprise. All right, and then you look at oil. Of course, there was no surprise in that. No surprise at all. And especially with the comments that Trumpty Dumpty came out with, after he, there was no agreement announced, and he came out and said, he did what he does. He's going to blockade the Strait of Hormuz, which is already blockaded by Iran, and then he's going to wipe out everything that's left of Iran. Oh my God. So this kind of a reaction was no surprise based on the news that we had late last night. A lot of turmoil in the markets, a lot of uncertainty. I'm really surprised to see gold making this big recovery. That's a little bit of a surprise there, but it is what it is. And then U.S. oil, well, it's not recovering. Okay, that made a $8 move up, which is a 10% move up, gap up, boom, and now it's gone sideways. So we're trading at 4706 on the gold chart, 4706 on the gold spot chart. Um, you have to bear with me. I'm just waking up and trying to figure out what's going on. I'm really hesitant to take a trade this morning. I really want to wait till the markets settle down. But like Howard got in early, and that was a good move. According to his strategy, he saw the move, the retracement happening. Excellent, well done. Now we're getting a break
Hey,
above my
take a
trend line on
look.
the second 10-minute candle. This is the trend line strategy that I use. And wow, man, it's just going like a rocket. Oh, it's funny. 47.15. And we're at our first, what is a support level on this indicator, but it's actually resistance right now. Support become resistance. And it looks like it's going to just crash through that. I'm not going to chase these candles. I really would rather wait and see the market settle down. We know gold is bearish, but we're seeing a huge, massive retracement all the way back up to where it started. That's where it started today when the market opened was 47.20, and now it's come up and touched that, and it looks like it might fall away from that. Bitcoin didn't do anything. Bitcoin just kind of stayed where it was, which usually you get some kind of reaction, but nothing yet. And of course, the DXY went up like a rocket, I'm sure. Yeah, big gap up on the DXY, massive gap up. And now it started to fall down. Maybe there's some news going on right now. I don't know. I just don't know. Guys, I'm just gonna be here for a while and just watch this. I'd rather wait till later in the day, actually. And anyway, of course, if you follow me on my strategy, let me come over here and check the comments. Okay, Raj really wants to jump on this momentum. You should have got in with Howard at 46.71. Should have, could have, would have, but didn't. So if you follow my strategy, I would normally take a long trade with a close above the trend line, but then I have to put my stop loss, according to my rules, I have to put the stop loss below the green line, and that's too far away. That's just ridiculous. That's too far away for right now. So, as everybody that uses this strategy will say, the experienced traders will say, this is not a good trade setup. Wait till till you have a better situation with it over here very close between the trend lines, and that will happen, but it's going to be later in the day. So it's let's see, we got 620 there, 8. I will come in with a steeper trend line in about 1 hour. I need to have about 3 or 4 hours of data before I put in another trend line. Right now, I've only got about 2 hours. There's no high impact news today. We are today is free of the news. No news today, guys. But tomorrow we have the PMI. That's a big inflation data number that will come out. That's tomorrow, 1 hour before Wall Street opens, and that's quite an important data that we look at, the PMI, and it's an inflation number. And again, the forecast is very high above the actual. The forecast is very high above the previous, so it might not be that the actual will be greater than forecast. If actual is greater than forecast, that's good for the U.S. dollar, but the number forecast is quite high, so it might not reach that. The same thing that happened on Friday with the CPI. The numbers were forecast very high, and so the actual was actually less than forecast. And there was kind of a strange reaction to that on Friday. But anyway, that's in the past. We don't want to even consider that. We live in the present. What is the commodity doing right now? That's what we're concerned about. And looks like it's pulling away there. I've got another 5 minutes on this candle, so it's only come up and touched the first resistance line, and that's where it was. That's where it started the day, 47.20. It's retraced all the way back up there, and looks like it doesn't want to go any further. So we could now start to see a fall away from that to lower prices. Gold is bearish on the higher time frames, guys. Retracement trade, a pullback trade, a counter trend trade. But if that's your strategy, like it worked for Howard today already, I don't take, I don't say I don't take counter trend trades, but I prefer not to because you don't know how far it will pull back. Now, today, yeah, this was amazing. This is incredible pullback. So what did we get here from? Well, from the low, uh, well, let's say when Tokyo started at 46.70. That's right when Howard got in. 46.70 right in there, and it's pulled back to 47.13. So, well, almost a $45 pullback, 450 pips. Wow, that is not a normal retracement. Nothing normal about the market right now. Nothing at all. So, just another comment on the politics of the day, and I'm sure some of you might know this already. It was breaking news that in Hungary, Viktor Orban has conceded defeat. That is mind-boggling. I never expected that. He's been a dictator for 16 years in Hungary, and he has conceded defeat in the election, which happened over the weekend. That is great news for the people of Hungary, and it's kind of let's see what the reaction from the White House is going to be because he was a buddy of Trumpy Dumpty and went to visit the president at Mar-a-Lago several times, and even the vice president was over there on the weekend helping him to promote him in his campaign, which is all kind of weird, you know. But anyway, he has conceded defeat, so they have a new president or prime minister, whatever it's called, in Hungary. Good news for Europe. So that's all on the politics. Now, I want to say one thing here. You guys know I have the 10-minute chart with a trend line strategy, and this is what I like to trade. And I have alerts set on the trend lines. So it gives me an audible alert. You can see I've got the alert set there, both on the downward trend line and the upward trend line. Both of them have alerts set on them. So the alert went off. You probably heard that actually. I don't hear it on my side, but you probably heard it. It says something like, hey, take a look. But when I'm not live streaming, then I hear the audible alerts. And it can also send me an email or an SMS. You can set this up any way you want on TradingView. It's really quite handy. But because Howard mentioned over the last few days that I spoke last year about possibly moving up to the 1 hour time frame. You know, this is the 10 minute. This is what I like to trade on. And I talked about moving up to a higher time frame, the 1 hour, which means I would take fewer trades. And let me see if I can just go over to that chart, the 1 hour. And I don't know if this will mess up my streaming. Let me try. Let me just try that and see if that works. Yeah, okay. Here we are. So I went to this is the 1 hour chart now with the trend lines. Okay. And I brought this back to the forefront of my what I look at during the day. And I've also got alerts, as you can see, on these trend lines. So I'll be getting alerts on both well, I'm supposed to have one on that one. I don't seem to have one on that trend line. Let me just set that right quick. And crossing up. And then the sound is, hey, take a look, apply, create. Okay, now I've got an alert on that upward trend line. So I'll be getting alerts on both the 10 minute and the 1 hour. And I will endeavor, thanks Howard for reminding me what you know, last year I talked about moving to a higher time frame. I would still like to do that, but you just got to be disciplined and change your habits. We kind of get in a routine sometimes and do the same thing over and over and over again. But I'm going to endeavor to start watching this more carefully. It just means that I would take fewer trades. I would need to take a little bit smaller lot size because it's going to be further away. But we'll see if this will see how this goes. And we'll go back to the 10-minute chart and see if that works on YouTube. And there we are, back on the 10-minute. I need to get it. Just use the simple charting by my prop firm platform. Limited. We don't have alerts. Okay, I don't know which prop firm you're using or which platform you're using. Most of the prop firms will allow you to use MT5 or MT4. Some of them go with something called Match Trader, and there's C Trader. Then there's a few other platforms that they use. Oh, TradingView subscription. Okay, yeah. Oh, really? Maybe you're on the free plan because I was on I believe it was the essential plan, and I upgraded to the plus plan. I was on the premium plan last year, and with that one you can do almost anything. But I'm on the plus plan. But I thought that even the essential plan, the first level of paid subscriptions would allow you to do alerts. Maybe not. I'm pretty sure it would. But on the free plan, yeah, you can't do very much with that one. Yeah, those alerts are really helpful. You can be doing something else, and then you get that audible alert if you're not really looking at the chart at the moment, or it will send you an email and it's instant, or an SMS. Really very, very useful. So I'm looking at let's go back to the 10-minute chart here. Okay, now we're bouncing around this 47.20 level. Now at 47.15, it's found resistance there, going sideways. Wow, what a brilliant move up that was. If I was Howard, I would move my stop loss up really close to that, or whatever it is you do, whatever strategy you use. If you take a little bit of profit off there, you're getting a double top here on the short time frame, and it is at this is a resistance level, so we might start to see it fall back down. So you can take a little bit of profit and let the rest run if it's going to. I don't think it will. I'll really be surprised. I'm surprised it's retraced this far, but we're definitely bearish on gold. What is oil doing? Oil is not doing anything, kind of staying where it is there. Yeah. DXY, it did fall down during that move up with gold. This is all very, very normal what we're seeing here. But I think the big picture, guys, the big picture is that, of course, we have to take it day to day. You know, depends what kind of mood Trumpy Dumpty's going to be in when he wakes up, and what sort of nonsense he's going to come out with. That's what's moving the markets right now, for sure. Is the war in the Middle East and the response that the USA and Israel are making to that. A lot of instability, uncertainty in the markets, but we just take it day to day. But the big picture is gold is bearish, oil is bullish, and that's what we go with right now. Oh, here comes Howard. Oh, I like MT5 for analysis, C trader for execution. Trader lets me accurately set my TP and SL. Okay, I looked at C trader a couple of years ago. I didn't, never did take kindly to it. I don't know, so never have used it. But I know it's popular with some traders. And here we got a new guy in Dan Vinuya, new subscriber. Yes. Hey, welcome to the live stream. And yes, I go live every Monday to Friday at this time. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to click that like button. I appreciate that. I always say that to everybody. It does help the channel to grow. And let me know where are you watching from, Dan? I think I can call you Dan. Dan Vinuya. Where are you watching from? And thanks also for subscribing to the channel. I have started again making more regular. Oh, from Canada. Which province? Tell me, Ontario or Quebec? I've been to both of those. I've been to BC also, but that was many years ago. Oh, from British Columbia. So you probably live in Vancouver, I guess. Beautiful province. So yeah, thanks for subscribing, and I'm getting back to doing maybe try to do a weekly video on the weekends on Saturday, maybe a kind of a review or touch base with what's going on in the market. But yeah, here every day, Monday to Friday at the same time, because this is what we call the Asia market. And as you can see here, this is the first candle here for the opening of Singapore and Shanghai. Of course, you do get Tokyo opening 1 hour before that, but that's a little bit too early for me to get up. And we do have some guys in the group there. They're down under in New Zealand and Australia, and they can catch this move when the Tokyo market opens. And sometimes that can be a good one. But I get up for the Singapore and Shanghai opening because Shanghai is a gold exchange, and sometimes you can get some really good moves. It's slow. The Asia market is slow moving, but that's okay. Some people prefer the slow movement as as compared to the U.S. market, which is very fast. You have the U.S. and London, which are open for 3 hours at the same time. So a lot of volatility, a lot of movement during the Wall Street session. But I also trade during that time, but I don't go live. So yeah, we're getting, look at this, a 10-minute chart on gold, XAU, USD, and we're getting some resistance here on this 47.20 level. And it looks like that might be all it's going to do today. Big, massive move up. But I think that's going to be all it's going to do. This is the retracement. So now let's see how this unfolds. I'm going to adjust my trend line because this is not valid anymore. And we'll move that over to this candle there, which is finished. And I believe I can come in a little bit steeper. Might be a little bit early. Let me see what this looks like. Oh yeah, that's looking better now. Change the color. Okay, I need to put an alert on that one. Uh-oh, hit the wrong button there. Here we go. Alert crossing down. And I use a little bit different sound. I have a sound for going down and a sound for going up. So in case I'm not right on the chart, I'll know the difference. Yeah, if you get those sounds, which you might be hearing them on YouTube, if it's going up, it says, "Hey, take a look." And if it breaks this trend line here, it says, "Hey." So slightly different audible alerts. And you can set those up any way you want, whatever's your personal preference. Oh, okay, Dan. So you saw the video yesterday. Yeah, just a little bit of an update on the support and resistance that I use. And not today, but we might. Okay. And what I like to do is draw lines. I'm going to wait till the market sort of gives me a couple more hours of data before I put any new lines in there. Yeah, there's one. We might get a minor support level right in here. Okay, yeah, we had resistance there, one, two, three candles, and then yeah, that would be a minor support level right there. And then of course Ken put one at the low of today. No, I don't like that one. Just well, let me look back and see. I have to go a long way back to see anything there. Hasn't been that low for quite a while. Oh, here we go. Okay, what do we got there? Yeah, a little bit there. Uh-huh. Yeah, that line I just put, if you look back 6 days ago, no, 3 days ago, that was a support and resistance zone. And over here also. And then the second one, yeah, okay. Both of those are good, valid support resistance lines. They're previous price points in history where the price has already been. So I'll leave those two. Those are good minor support levels. Sorry, guys, I'm messing up the screen here a little bit. Now, both of these are good minor support levels where the price was at a previous time in history, and it's very likely to go back there again. Oh, you lost me for a second. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I said in the beginning, my internet might not be so good today. It looked a little bit dodgy when it first came online.
Hey, take a look.
So if you missed that, what I did was I just went back a few days and checked to see if these support and resistance lines, if they were valid at any other point. And about 4 or 5 days ago, they were also showed up as minor support and resistance. That's all support and resistance is. It's a previous point in history where the price has already been and it's likely to go again. So it gives you some idea of where you might target. Like if this starts to come down, I could expect that we might get some consolidation here at this first minor support level. So I might look at taking profit there, possibly, or maybe take partial profit, or I would need to make some kind of decision if it gets close to this level when it starts coming back down. And of course, this orange line here and this blue line here, this is the pivot point standard indicator. It's that one there, pivot point standard on TradingView. It's free and it's pretty accurate, as you can see on the chart. I mean, that's where it came, so it's pretty accurate. And this one is really cool. You can adjust, you can add more support levels or more resistance levels. You can change the colors. You can customize it very easily. Well, breaking up above the trend line, mm, not not really, not yet. It's trying. It's just breathing on it. We'll see. Getting consolidation here. After any big move like that, you're going to get sideways movement, of course. That's very, very typical, very normal in trading. So you know what I'm watching for, guys? Gold is bearish on the high time frame, so I'm looking for a pullback, a retracement. Not a pullback, a continuation of the bearish direction. That's what I'm looking for, and that would mean a break below. Excuse me. That would mean a break below my green trend line, my upward trend line, a break below and a close below that trend line. Then I'll go short. And I'm going to be disciplined today and not chase any candles, not try and outguess the market. Just let the price action tell me what it's going to do. But I won't be taking any long trade. 47.15 where we're trading now. Um, Smoke FX 0404. I don't see you in the YouTube. I'm getting some comments in the. Oh, there he is. Yeah. Smoke FX. You're new here to the channel. Where are you watching from? The overall trend, as I've been saying, is bearish. If you look at the higher time frames, the higher time frames, the daily, the 4 hour, they are bearish. And because of the, why do I say the market is bearish? Well, look at the higher time frames. That's what I'm basing it on. You're watching from Nigeria. Okay, we're getting a lot of people from Africa. That's great. I got a lot of people in my Telegram group, the chat group of traders. We have a lot of people in there from Nigeria. If you want to be added to my Telegram group, just let me know. You can message me on Telegram. My ID is @RickRayFX. Let me know that you want to be added to the chat group, and I will
Hey,
certainly do
take a
so.
look.
Okay, so yeah, Smoke FX. This is like a pullback. This is what we're seeing now is a retracement. Okay, so if you just look at the 10-minute chart, you say, well, gold is bullish. Okay, yeah, I agree on the 10-minute chart, but the big picture on the daily chart, the 4 hour chart, gold is bearish. The long-term trend is bearish. But this is a short time frame. We're looking at 10 minutes. So this is a retracement, a pullback. Okay, Dan, add me to Telegram, and then I'll put you in that group. My Telegram ID I just showed on the screen @RickRayFX. Just show that again. You got to add me to Telegram first, and then I'll put you in the group. Dan from Canada, British Columbia. Kilani Nova from Nigeria. Okay. Kilani, you might be new too. I don't remember seeing your name in here. Great to get all you new guys in here. And yes, to answer a question earlier, I'm here every day, Monday to Friday at the same time, starting at 8 a.m. Indochina time. That's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. But 8 a.m. Indochina time, which is Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, and Thailand. Yeah, we got a lot of people in the group from Nigeria. So what are we getting here now, guys? It's gone 42 minutes after the hour already. Okay, I'm after I finish the live stream, Kilani, I'll go in there and add you to the group. Okay, so what are we getting here now? Starting to fizzle out. Getting a doji here, and now it looks like a fall away from that resistance level. So now we might be getting a continuation of the bearish direction after this pullback, after this retracement. This was a huge retracement, huge pullback. That's almost $100 move back to where it started from. A massive gap down, almost $100 gap down, $85, I believe, and then a massive retracement back. So you got to now like that back up, and now maybe the market will settle down and we'll get some steady movement and get a clearer direction. Okay, so we're just at 47.15. 4,700, of course, right here. It's a strong psychological number. I believe it will break below that. I mean, we already did with the opening, but I believe it will break below that. Let me just put another support line in there. That's a strong psychological level right there. Okay, we need to break below that, and then I think we'll continue down to lower prices, maybe 4,600 today, or possibly lower than that. Wait till London and New York open. We might even hit 4,500 today, and that's not very far away. That's $200 for gold. That's nothing. That's not a big move for gold. We dropped $85 in just 5 minutes here, or less. Oh, got D. Tissera. Well, Dan, I can only tell you what I do. I'm not going to tell you to take a trade, buy or sell. Gold is bearish. So for me, I look for an opportunity to sell. Gold is bearish. I look for an opportunity to sell. I prefer not to take counter trend trades. All right. Now, for me, this is a trend line strategy. So I will wait for gold to break below and close below this trend line. If it does that, then I will go short. That is my rules-based strategy. Now, I don't know what strategy you use. Guys, look, I'm not suggesting or recommending you take the same trade I do. I'll share with you when I take a trade, when I take a loss, when I take a profit. I will share that with you, but I'm not suggesting or recommending you do the same thing. You can if you want to, but it's up to you to manage your own account. Some of you guys use a different strategy, and that's fine. If it works for you, that's what you got to stick with. Don't jump around to different strategies. If you got something that works for you, that's great. You follow your strategy. My strategy is a trend line strategy. And if this breaks below and closes below this trend line, then I will go. Then I would put my stop loss above this, what would be called the red line, the safety line. I put my stop loss right about there. But I can't do that yet because I'm in between these two. I'm in between these two trend lines. I don't have any break above or break below. So part is out. Hang on a little bit, maybe expecting to possibly get a little bit more out of that. Good for you, Howard. You had an excellent trade, and you deserve congratulations. You even deserve a round of applause. Good job, Howard. Well done. So you got in at 46.71, and you got out at about 47.10, maybe. Okay, good move. And somebody asking what time frame? Well, you can see the time frame on the chart. It's right there, 10 minutes. It's right there, 10-minute time. You can use this strategy on any time frame, the 1 minute up to the 4 hour if you want, but I use it on the 10 minute. And I'm looking at moving up the time frame to go to the 1 hour. And I do have my trend line set on the 1 hour time frame also with my alerts. And I look to see if I can get an indication on the 1 hour time frame. But my preference has been for quite some time, about 1 year, no more than 1 year. I'm trading on the shorter time frames. Okay, so let me just, yeah, on the 1 hour chart, we got two, almost, well, we have three green candles, three very bullish green candles on the 1 hour chart. And what usually happens on the top of the hour? Those of you that watch gold on a regular basis, you know sometimes we get a 180-degree change of direction. And we're getting a lot of indecision right here, the last 10, 20, 30 minutes. A lot of indecision. After this big move up, I would say we are very likely to get a change in direction at the top of the hour. And that's in just 10 minutes from now. Hey, Lois. Hey, good to see you. Good morning to you. So, guys, I'm going to sign off
Hey,
here.
take a
And then
look.
because I'm expecting a reversal at the top of the hour, and I want to be sure all of my charts are ready and that I'll be very focused on possibly getting a good bearish trade, a good short trade. I don't know that that's going to happen, but that's kind of what I'm looking for, and I want to be sure all of my charts are ready, everything is prepared, and I'm focused. Need to be focused when I take a trade, considering all the different options. So thank everybody for being here. I appreciate it. I hope you had a good weekend. And we're starting off the week here today, Monday, the April the 13th. By the way, it's the beginning of the new year in Thailand. This is the New Year celebration in Thailand. It starts today, April 13th, and it's going for the next 3 days. And if you news at all or any blogs or anything like that, this is the water festival. And everybody plays with water. They use water guns, water pistols. That's not the way it was originally celebrated. It's a Buddhist New Year on the Buddhist calendar. And the water festival is not the original thing, but it's just evolved into that over the last 20, 30, 40 years. So anyway, it's New Year's here. The Thais love their holidays. They celebrate the Christian New Year on January 1st. They celebrate the Chinese New Year, and now they're celebrating the Buddhist New Year, which starts today and runs for the next 3 days. Anyway, a little bit of trivia there for you. So I'm out of here, guys. Thanks for being here. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to the channel. And any comments, leave them below, and I will get back. I hope you have a good day of trading, and I'll see you again tomorrow.